Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today on my channel. I really appreciate you stopping by. My video today is going to be on playing with all sorts of new makeup I bought. So if you're interested in seeing what I bought, my first impressions about it, I have quite a bit. I have a full face, which I ended up with this. Then keep on watching. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull back my hair. Okay, so I already have my brows done, and let me tell you what I used. So I used the Benefit Ka-Brow. I got this cute little sample in a perk from Sephora, and I got it in the shade number 5, which is dark brown. I don't think it's too bad, especially with my darker hair, so I'm okay with the color. And to be honest with you, I've used the Goof Proof, I've used the Anastasia Brow Wiz and the brow gel, and I've never used this formula before, and I gotta say, I am really loving it. So far so good. So that is one thing I've already put to the test. I do think it says soft and natural. I feel like it does that, and it builds up, and I do feel like it does that. Oh, it says it's also 24-hour waterproof. Interesting. So we'll see. But anyhow, so yes on this. So now I'm going to go in with primer, and I do have a new primer. I was watching Nikki tutorials, and she showed the J.One jelly pack made a primer. It's called a Dramatic Firming Skin and Improved Elasticity and Pore Smoothing. Now, if you watched my K-Beauty video, I did show that I have a J.One black jelly pack moisturizer. So I already showed that in my other video. I'll link that down below for you. And but this is the primer, and I did not get this item, so I did just purchase that to try it because Nikki Tutorials was raving about it. So I'm excited to try what it's like. It comes in a similar bottle, only it's white. And what she talked so much about was the fact that it was very sticky to the touch. And the reason you really like that is because it really helps to adhere anything you put on top of it for longer lasting. So as a rule, I tend to buy hydrating primers because I am so dry and I want my skin to be more plump for fine lines and wrinkles. And but I thought, you know, let's give this a shot. I was so happy with the other item that J.One makes that I thought we'd give this a try. So I'm going to go ahead and squirt a little bit. It's a clear gel, light fragrance. I'm not really, oh, okay. It's very, it's sticky right off. Oh wow, it almost feels, I don't know, it's not the most pleasant feeling for me. I'm such a texture kind of person. It's, well, now you put it on, it definitely, but the initial thing to me is it's very sticky, almost like a glue, like a liquid glue kind of feeling. You could see, look at my hands bouncing away from my skin, so you could definitely tell it has a tack to it. Okay, well, I have that on. We're going to play. I'm definitely going to wash off my hands from that. Okay, so you can tell right now that's going to be an issue, but alright, so we'll see how that goes. So that is the next item that I'm trying out, is that primer. Now we're going to move into foundation. I don't have a new foundation that I want to try. This is a more recent buy of mine, which is the Nars Sheer Glow. I've used it a couple times, so that's why I'm saying it's not a first impression on it. And I have it in the shade Stromboli. So I'm going to go ahead and pounce this on. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more. It is a sheer, well, a sheer glow, but it's a decent coverage. I do have to build it a little bit because I tend to like fuller coverage, but I also find with some fuller coverages that they can get really matte, really drying, and then really cakey. And on a mature skin like I have and a dry skin like I have, I feel like I have the double whammy there of problems. So I got to be really careful, and I'm always trying new foundations for that reason. I'm still trying to find the perfect one. So far, the one I've come closest to is a Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, and it's expensive. Now I do like a fair share of drugstore ones, like the Pro Glow from L'Oreal's nice. I will definitely say my foundation looks good, but does it look good just because it looks good, or does it look good because of the primer? I don't know. Let's continue. So that's the foundation. Now we're moving on to concealer. I do not have a concealer, and let me tell you why I wasn't that concerned about that. The under eye is a nightmare for me. It is absolutely a nightmare for me. I'm always moisturizing, always masking my eyes. I'm fighting against Mother Nature the best I can, using creams and stuff, but you know, this is going to be the first area for me that is a problem. It's dry, it gets cakey. So I have been using the Tarte Shade Tape. Fine. I use a small amount and I blend it and it works well. What I'm going to test is, because I have a new powder, so I did not want to change up my concealer formula because then I wouldn't know if it was the powder or the concealer. So that's why I'm using my old trusty True, which is this so far, and then I'm going to use the new powder and see if I get the same kind of performance. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the shade Light Medium, and I just run it. I keep far away from up top there. I just can't do it. So I just run it right underneath the creases of my bags. And I try to lighten that area, but I keep it low because of that. Now, if you're on YouTube or see Instagram, the younger girls put a hell of a lot on their eyes, which I probably would have too, you know, if I was 20, but I'm not, so I can't. Immediately want to go in with and set it. I have a new setting powder, Kathleen Lights. Showed this one, the Kat Von D, and it's called Blotting Powder. I got it in light. Now I could have gotten medium, I guess would be the next one, but sometimes the ones that have a little more color to them look worse under my eye. So she's got awesome packaging. I'm going to use my brush. I'm going to very quickly blot it again, make sure I have no creasing. I'm going to put a light layer. Well, I can see the powder right here a little bit. I'm not sure about this. And then I don't powder much at all because of this nightmare that I like to call my dry skin. But, you know, I can still feel that tackiness on my face. Interesting. I don't hate it. I think it's probably not the best I've ever used, but then again, I have trouble. That's my trouble area. I've still never found the greatest one. I think the closest that I found is probably my RCMA powder is probably the one that's working the best for me so far. Okay, so there's now I move on to bronzer. I do not have a new bronzer, so I'm going to use my old trusty Standby, which is the Hoola. And I just like to make a fish face and try to make it go into my hairline. Then I take it up, and then I go up here. Okay, now I do go back in one more time so I can do the other cheek. And that's really all I do for my bronzer. I don't get all sorts of crazy with it. Sometimes I do if I'm going out for a nice evening or something. I get a little more crazy. Okay, next. I have a brand new sample of the Tarteist by Tarte Pro Glow. It's a liquid highlight. And I don't know if it has a color. Oh, the color's called Stunner. It's just a little creamy consistency here. And then I like to apply it with my finger right on the tops of the cheekbone. And I like to, if I move my hair out of the way, I like to tap it where I want it. I do find that a cream liquid highlight is probably more flattering on more mature skin, so it doesn't show as much texture. My holy grail is the Cover FX enhancing drops. They're the bomb. And then what I like to do is take my beauty blender and just soften up those edges. Now I'll say right now, it might look okay on camera, but really up close like this, it looks a little, well, I would definitely put this in the category of like more like a natural highlight. I don't really think of it as anything too bam in your face, which, to be honest, a lot of ladies that I know don't like the, you know, strobing kind of highlights. So, you know, this might be exactly what they're looking for. Okay, so what do I think? I think it's going on kind of patchy, right? And then I bought this, or I got this cute with my perks benefit. It's called the Dandelion Darlings, and it is so adorable. It's a great way to try out all these new these products that are new to me. They're not necessarily new, but they're new to me. So I do have some benefit products, but I don't have these. So it's a really great way to try these out. So it comes with the Dandelion blush in baby pink. I'm gonna use that. It also comes with Shy Beam, which is a matte highlighter. And then it also comes with Dandelion Dew, which is I guess like a liquid highlight. Okay, so Dandelion, it's a pretty baby pink blush. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my brush and apply that. Yeah, that highlighter is kind of being weird right over here. It's showing like some powdery texture. Blush is on, face is pretty much done. So what I like to do in my normal makeup routine is I like to spray just a layer to just kind of get things melted in before I go on to eye. If you've been on any kind of YouTube or Instagram, the Tatcha Luminous spray, I'm giving it a shot. It's kind of pricey, but we're going to give it a whirl. Oh, it's kind of spitting out weird. Well, I feel like I have to use a ton of this. Good gracious. Maybe it's because I have a weird... Okay, that was what, 20 minutes? Okay, it smells nice, like all the Tatcha stuff does, so that's fine. So we'll see. I just want like to meld all my makeup in, and then I will always go back and double check that I was fine with everything and do one final mist. So now we're going to move on, and we're moving on to the most exciting part of this, which is, ta-da, the Juvia's Place Magic Palette. I'm a fan of Juvia's Place. I absolutely adore it. Let me show you what it looks like. Absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. So we're going to play with this today. So looking at it, it has a lot of colors, and I think I will do a pop of color for sure, but I will definitely list all the shades in a picture right here of what I'm using. So we're going to just highlight the brow bone. Maybe not as bright of a color as I'd want, but it'll do. I like to do that. It gives your eyes an instant little brighten lift right there underneath that peak. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to go right into my transition shade, and I'm going to just put this in my crease. Okay, now I think I'm gonna just deepen it up just a little bit with this a little bit more red, or like a brick, but I'm gonna keep this lower, right in the crease area. So far they're blending well. I've never had a problem with Juvia's Place eyeshadows before, but then again, you never know. Sometimes I've gotten palettes. One that comes to my mind is Too Faced, where sometimes their formula, I swear they've changed it, and it's not as good as maybe a previous palette was. It needs to be a little darker right here. I want to take a nice fluffy brush with no product, and I just want to soften the edge. How pretty. It's like a duochrome purple. And I'm just using it with a brush. I don't have any product on my brush. I am going to put product on it, but right now I'm just setting it down. That's pretty. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with my fluffier brush, and I'm going to take that first transition shade, and I'm just going to go in that crease area. And then I'm going to take that more defined brush with that red, or the brick color, and do that again. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with a little bit of Fix Plus on my brush with that purple. I think that's going to be it for the top of the eyes. Now we're going to move down, and I'm going to take a pencil brush, and I'm going to go in with that brown. And then the red, or the, I'm referring to it to red, but it's really like a brick. And let's do the dark purple. And I'm going to keep this extremely close to the lash line. almost right in the lash line, you know, as close as you can get without poking your eye. Okay, now I'm going to take my initial pencil brush with no extra product, and I'm just going to sweep down underneath it so there's not a harsh edge, but I also don't want to bring it down. I'm just trying to kind of smoke it out a little bit. So I'm just going right underneath it, just to give it a little depth. And I really like that. Okay, now I think I'm going to, there's not a really good inner highlight shade. Let me do a little bit of that purple. That's it for the palette, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun, so I recommend that. That's a definite do-over. Now I'm going to finish up my eyes, and what I'm going to do is I am going to use, where is it? I have this big pile. Oh, here it is. I got a deluxe sample of the Burberry Mascara in Jet Black. And I'm going to put that on my eyes, and then I will come back. Okay, so I just finished my mascara, and I really liked it. The formula is nice. It's thickening and lengthening. So far, so good on that. I have no idea how much it costs. Being Burberry, I could only imagine. Okay. So we're moving on to the next item I'm going to try, which is the Huda Beauty. Just came out with lip strobes. And I got them on the first day in the shade Saucy. And it's really pretty. I'm going to give that a whirl on my lips right now. Wow, way more pigmented than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be like a sheer topper. Wow, this is like a liquid lipstick almost. It definitely has the feel of a gloss. Well, that is really pretty. Not what I was expecting. Now what will be interesting is in time is if this is going to slip around, and I could have put a lip liner on it or something to make it adhere better. But I wanted to just show that to you. Okay, let's take my hair out. And what are my thoughts? My thoughts are pleasantly surprised about the Huda lip strobe. I think it'll be really fun to play with it, and as I recall, it was a pretty fair price. I think it could be a standalone, it could be a topper on a very light coat, so that's a plus. I will say, so far I'm pleasantly pleased with the Burberry as well. I think the fail for me, the Tarteist Pro Glow highlighter, I mean, I can see it's coming through a little bit, but I think I like my Cover FX drops way better, so I recommend them instead. The Dandelion blush is pretty. It's just very natural, but very pretty. I don't have any issues with that. The Kat Von D powder is not bad. Now that I have set it, it's not bad. So I would still continue to use that. What else do we have here in my pile? Definitely, I think another win was the Cabral from Benefit. And of course the palette I think was awesome. So I think all in all it was a lot of wins. I think there was just a little bit of a miss here and there. I did not care for the texture of the highlighter at all, so I won't be using that again, and I'm thankful that I didn't buy the full one of that. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my next video. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd really appreciate your support, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.